Good morning, everyone. Thanks for coming together again today. It's a great opportunity just to be able to stay in communication and share with you the things going on at the university. It's a little bit quiet on campus today as it's spring break. So our students, many of them I met with on Friday, shared with me that they had just come out of very difficult tests and examinations and are looking forward to this period of time where they can relax a bit. So enjoy the quiet, and hopefully things are a little bit slower for you, though probably not. It's a busy time of year to be able to catch up with things across the campus. I'll start by saying many of you saw the message that came out. We really want to thank Dr. Lisa Young for everything she's done here at NEOMED. Over 30 years of supporting this campus, one of our great alumni who really went on to do wonderful things, helped us get through LCME and many other pieces of success on this campus. So a big thank you to her and congratulations to her on her decision regarding her retirement outcomes. She is still with us officially in a capacity as a professor until July 1st, at which time she has decided that's when she would implement her full retirement benefits. I do want to thank her for everything she's done, and then recognize that in the interim, our interim dean is Dr. Eugene Moad, and he will fortunately be able to seamlessly step up as he knows exactly what's been going on to that college for a long time to be able to keep the great things moving forward. And we will begin a national search for a new dean. I've already been in conversations with one really talented recruiting company, and we'll be meeting with another one this week. So we expect to move forward pretty quickly with that. I also want to recognize our talented individuals here in the student-run free clinic, the Charitable Healthcare Network, which is made up of 56 free clinics across the state of Ohio, has once again recognized the talent and the outcomes and the impact from NEOMED's clinic. So I don't know if we took a clean sweep or not, but it's amazing just how much recognition we received. As you know, one of our students, Sanjay Jinka, who is also a student member of the Board of Trustees, is currently serving as CEO of that clinic. So we talk about our transformational leaders. He's certainly one of those while still here as a student. Can't imagine the great things he's going to do when he graduates. But Dr. Balin was recognized as Physician of the Year. Dr. Zampino was recognized as Pharmacist of the Year. And our nurse, Ms. Raber, was recognized as Staff of the Year. So I don't know if that's a grand slam or a hat trick. I don't know how many things they gave out, but those were certainly some of the top awards, and just shows how amazing that clinic is and continues to be as it grows. And I know it was partially a brainchild of Dr. Boltry's. So big thank you and congratulations to him and his team for that. We also received a $75,000 grant from Bounce and Jumpstart. That's to support the new partnership in innovation and technology development that we're doing with Bounce. That's also involved our new co-hire who is helping to serve as an entrepreneur in residence, Mr. Jeff Litsky. And we are also continuing to build on that program and are currently hiring for a name that will likely change, but it's a community entrepreneurship coordinator right now who will help run the Ready Zone for us. I also want to thank the campus operations team. We've had a particularly rough winter so far in Ohio. I'm told this is my first real winter in Ohio after 3 of them. And it certainly has lived up to the hype that I've been told it could be. But without them coming and working really late hours and sometimes really, really early morning hours to be able to give us access to our campus to continue to do what we do, it's a tough job, and we can't help but thank them for everything they've done for us. It's also the end now today of Black History Month. I want to thank all of you who've participated in helping to recognize the great Black Americans and Black people worldwide who've contributed to what we do in healthcare. And so it's been fun watching and hearing the stories of some of the great impact that's taken place in this world because of those individuals, especially those individuals who stood up and did amazing things at very, very difficult times in our history. And now we're transferring into the new month where it's Women's History Month, and we'll be celebrating and looking at the accomplishments of women, especially in healthcare, and especially women graduates who've come out of NEOMED. So it's a great time, and I'm excited for what we're doing. This is a busy time on our campus as we wrap up the end of our second semester. We start to head towards the typical celebrations as our students who are going to graduate look forward to commencement. This is the same time that we do our charity ball. We start to do other events around commencement to recognize individual colleges and the great work and achievement of our students, our faculty, and our staff who've also supported those students. So this is a busy time, and it seems like it's always a busy time. We don't really have a period of slowdown. If it's not celebration and finishing up, it's preparing to gear up for the new academic year and everything that takes place in between. And I know this is also a busy time because we're all working on budgeting and the budgeting process so that we can have dollars in place to support what we do beginning the next fiscal year 23, which begins on July 1st. COVID-19. I'm hoping there's a day where we don't have to talk about COVID-19. Many of you are aware that Ohio's numbers continue to fall. In fact, there were only 577 cases that were reported as positive yesterday. We track this daily as others do, but in Ohio, they're very good about tracking this information for us. It's just been an absolutely unbelievable drop that's taken place. And so far, no new variants are causing a major problem for us. So we have said from day one that we were following the CDC guidelines in line with what the state has implemented with us. We're fortunate that we've got this week during spring break to take a look at what's going on. Bowling Green University has already stepped up and said they have eliminated mask mandates on their campus because under the new CDC guidelines that were just released, they are in a low risk county. And because of that, it is no longer being recommended or highly recommended that you wear a mask unless you feel more comfortable wearing one. There's a meeting taking place at the Inter-University Council today that Mary is going to be on, and we'll consult with the other universities. But my suspicion is that all the universities who are in low or moderate risk counties, that's green or yellow, will be going to elimination of any mask mandates on campus. And I suspect we will follow suit then because we've said we're following CDC guidelines. That doesn't really impact us until Monday because our mandate is only for the academic spaces right now. We're very fortunate to be there. Unfortunately, what we've seen is we go from the frying pan into the fire, as they say. While we seem to be emerging out of a pandemic, all of us are acutely aware of the fact that the geopolitical situation in the United States is incredibly tough right now. For those of you who are young enough that you didn't really experience what it was like to be in a Cold War, you may have that opportunity, unfortunately, now. With what's happening in the Ukraine, it's much, much greater than just the Ukraine. While it's terrible what's taking place there, and our thoughts and prayers of the Ukrainian people, what Russia is doing through an autocratic dictator right now is putting the world in a very unstable place. And we just have to watch carefully what happens as we have somebody who said, essentially, we will use nuclear weapons, which leads us to an incredible amount of instability in everything we do and is likely going to lead to another massive arms race and spending across this globe. You've seen already that Germany has stepped up for the first time to say, we are going to greatly increase the amount of dollars that we're spending on military spending. So we can only watch, wait, and please continue to be politically active within our country so that we have a voice and we have a way of helping to manage this. This is why we vote. This is why we have advocates in legislature. In the meantime, we're all sitting back and we're watching what's taking place, but this is likely going to be a major paradigm shift for us as we go back into an unstable world. On a more positive note, Friday, we're going to be celebrating our employees as part of employee appreciation. We are releasing everybody who wishes to be released on Friday at 3 o'clock, just to give you a couple of extra hours to recognize what you do for us. I know we have some workaholics in the group who will not be observing that. And we will do makeup time for those like our police officers and some of our campus ops folks who need to be here because we have to continue to serve this campus in that way. And then finally, we had a really great showing from our faculty. I thank them for coming together with the folks from Summa Healthcare to look at ways we can collaborate more and do more in research. This initial meeting was around the neurosciences space. But one new partnership that created out of that was not in neurosciences. We managed to connect one of our faculty members with a clinical expert in infectious disease at Summa Healthcare to really start building this bridge and this partnership together with them. And so with that, it's important to get seed funding for the work that we do at this university. So I'm going to lay out a challenge that I don't expect most people to take up. I have shared publicly before that my wife, who is 47 years old, was diagnosed with Parkinson's recently within the last 6 months. And so I spent a lot more time learning about that disease process. She and I have both been avid, not very good, but avid triathletes. And so my challenge is for anybody who's interested in doing the Sandusky 70.3, that means a half Ironman, that'll take place in the 3rd week of July. There's still plenty of spots open. Or if you do it as a team, which they're allowing this time, and you split it, whatever you paid for that, it's usually around, probably around the mid 300s. Let us know, and I will match that amount up to $10,000 as a donation to the foundation for our faculty members to apply for research funding, seed research funding in Parkinson's. It's a way just to rally us around something. If nothing else, you should come out if you have the opportunity, watch, clap, volunteer, and you'll quickly see that I'm not a very good triathlete, but I will go out and compete, and we'd like to be able to use this as a way to stimulate support for the university also. So with that, I'm going to stop and open it up to questions. I have one online already, and it went away. Oh, there it is. M4 students are on campus for CEC week. Could a decision about masks be made before the end of this week? Yes, I'm just waiting for the meeting today that Mary Taylor is having. And as soon as she comes back with what the IUC is recommending, we'll go ahead and implement. My thoughts are almost certainly that it's going to be a pretty broad application of eliminating mask mandates across the state. That was the only one online. Any here for the in-person audience? Wow, everybody's feeling comfortable. That's great. We have nothing else online. So, oh, thank you, Sandra Emmerich.
I'd love to remind faculty who would like to march at commencement. We will, as of today, be having an in-person commencement at E.J. Thomas Hall on Saturday, May 7th. Yay. So please make sure you register to march. It'd be great to see you.
Dr. Emmerich just shared that commencement is May 7th, and today's the day. She's looking for faculty who would like to participate in the commencement march. Please get with her and her team in student services to let them know. Thank you. Anything else? No? Well, enjoy your day, and you still have some downtime, and we failed to bring coffee for you this time. So my apologies for that, but thank you again.